How many of you have heard this or have thought it yourself? A good proportion of you. While I'm a big proponent of everyone getting out there and voting as much as they can, it may be true for some elections in our current system. We live in a system ruled by gerrymandering, which is kind of a fairly obscure term that gets thrown around a lot by newscasters or political activists, but not a lot of people really know just the true implications of how terrible it is for our democracy. It is a very real problem, however, and allows for a level of political corruption that's unrivaled in America today. I have found a solution with the help of Fair Vote, a nonpartisan voting lobby, and it can tell you I can tell you what the problem is with gerrymandering, how we can fix it with ranked choice voting, and how it's better than any other solution that's been proposed. First of all, what is gerrymandering? Gerrymandering is sourced from the book Gerrymandering in America, a 2016 book by 4 political science professors, one of which being here at Cal Poly. The act of drawing political districts to make them politically or racially favorable to a certain party. This is a way to tip the balance in the favor of one party or another by drawing lines around certain demographics. Say you want to put a lot of black people in this district because you know they historically vote Democrat. It's a very lopsided way of thinking about our democracy and is not how we should act when it comes to having a democracy by the people and for the people. And I can show you 2 examples where gerrymandering has really bitten into American democracy. The first is right here in California. California is found to have a gerrymandered democracy. In a Pearson-Larson paper, those are 2 reporters from ProPublica, an independent investigative journalism outlet in 2011, they found that while California does have independent commissions drawing the districts for the state, these commissions were infiltrated by Democratic lobbyists to tilt the balance in their scale a bit. This means that while Democrats only got 61% of the vote statewide, they gained 72% of the seats. That's not very democratic, but that's not the worst example of gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is most evident in the state of North Carolina. Based on a 2016 Supreme Court case, which was called the Totenberg case, North Carolina was found to have racially gerrymandered districts. This means that the districts were drawn in a way to conglomerate racial majorities into 3 districts to allow Republicans to gain the majority districts. It was only determined to be racial gerrymandering, however, even though it's blatantly partisan, as in the 2004 case, Veith versus Jubelreyer, Scalia, the majority opinion at that time, wrote that the Supreme Court wasn't equipped to determine political gerrymandering, only racial. This means that in the state of North Carolina, Republicans only won 55% of the vote, yet because of their gerrymandering, they were able to condense the Democrats into 3 districts, gaining 77% of the House seats. That's ridiculous, no matter what side of the table you're on. I have a solution to the problem, however, and it's fairly simple. Ranked choice voting with multi-winner districts. Let's break that down first. Ranked choice voting means to rate your choices of elected official from 1 to however many. It shows up on a ballot similar to this, where say you want Danielle Alvarez really to win, but you know she doesn't have a great chance. So you'll also vote for Tony Samuels from the Bloc Party as your second choice. That means that if Danielle Alvarez doesn't get the threshold required to get the seat, your vote transfers to your next choice, Tony Samuels. This eliminates the spoiler effect with third parties and allows people to more vote their conscience instead of just strategically. The second part of ranked choice voting with multi-winner districts is multi-winner districts. And this is what the state of California would look like with those multi-winner districts. What it looks like in the state of in the county of San Luis Obispo, our districts will be combined with 2 eastern districts. This means that instead of having 1 representative for our district, we would have 3. That only logically follows that each member would only need 25% of the vote to win. So you could have a Democrat winning, a Republican winning, and someone moderate in the middle, or a third party winning as well, as each of them only needs 25%. This creates a much more representative and fair democracy, not at all the current political gridlock we have today. So, if this is such a great solution, why do I think other solutions don't work? Well, it's simple. We've already seen the first case with California, how independent districting doesn't work at all. It's been found to have problems in its representation. In the other portion, there's computer algorithm redistricting, where computers will draw up districts to look as close to circles as possible. This may look pretty, as you can see on Maryland's current districts, where it looks like a pinwheel, versus the district sourced from Olson's 2010 paper on computer algorithm redistricting. But it doesn't really do much to fix the problem, as those districts, while they may look pretty, don't take into account racial gerrymandering, don't take into account the political climate of that area, and Democrats still have to gain a lot more votes than Republicans to get the same number of House seats. In a Chen and Cantrell 2016 paper evaluating partisan gains from congressional gerrymandering, they found that only one seat shifted in either direction when it came to computer algorithm redistricting. So if these don't work, how do we implement ranked choice voting with multi-winner districting? It's only implementing a new form of voting. And yes, that is a very big mouthful to chew. But when broken down, it doesn't seem to take as much trouble as it seems. Legislation is already in progress in a number of states. In the Fair Vote Article 2016 legislation in progress, they have states such as Nevada, Arizona, and Maine where ranked choice voting has already been proposed in their state assemblies. This is a huge boon, and the ways you can get these cases to move forward is to write and call your local representatives. In a book from 1995, Grassroots and Nonprofit Leadership, A Guide for Organizations in Changing Times by 4 grassroots icons, it lays out steps to help find like-minded individuals from across the spectrum to champion a common cause. You may not agree on who you want to vote for, but you can agree on how this democracy is failing us currently. Another way to figure it out is to visit fairvote.org and see how you can get involved at any level of government. In conclusion, whether Democrat or Republican, we all want a democracy by the people and for the people. So stop letting your vote be wasted on districts that won't change no matter how you vote. Get involved. Someday we could have a democracy that works for all of us, with districts that are representative to the population, instead of having something where it's a 49 versus 51 district, where 49% of people really want someone to win, but because 51% of people voted for someone, those 49 lose their voice completely. We can create a new era of reaching across the aisle and working together with ranked choice voting, multi-winner district voting, and not have bickering nonstop while we let them get worse. Get involved today and implement ranked choice voting. Thank you.